Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of X-Plane 11. And today we're going to talk about the Zibo 737 mod download, installation, and some of the features that it has available. We're not going to go through the entire thing, but I want to give you guys some key hints and key factors, things that might steer you towards the Zibo. The first thing to understand about the Zibo 737, it is a community modded 737 that over the years has been made into an extremely well done, what I would call study level simulation of the aircraft. They took the default the default 737 as we're seeing here, and basically completely remodeled it. It's gone through many revisions and has just become an absolutely fantastic aircraft to fly. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the main reasons why I have reinstalled X-Plane 11 is because last I heard we could be looking at a year or more before we see the 737 for FS 2020. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit so I can show you guys a few things. But take note of, actually, before we go in there, take note of the texturing. Although it is nice, you're going to find some differences when we show the Zibo. Okay, the Zibo has gone through both internal and external remodeling, if you will. And then, so let's go ahead and get into the cockpit. I guess I don't need that. We can do that. And let's bring our nose up here a little bit. All right, so first, just take note of the texturing. Okay, although it's not bad, and she certainly looks like a worn, used and abused aircraft, which is legit. There are many features that you will notice a change of right away as long as you take good note of this. Okay, when we get it all installed, you can back the video up and come back and see this. Let's go up top, look at the overhead panel. Look at the coloring. The detail on the switches, the modeling of the switches and knobs. We don't have any external power hooked up to the aircraft yet. Oh, you know what? She's cold and dark. Oh, still. But, anyways. So, just sort of focus on that. It's not real critical. Can't remember if we can go back to the cabin in the default version or not. Nope, doesn't look like it. I don't even know if we can open the door. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to open the door in the default. So one of the many things that's going to change. Take note of the panel, the center console. Alright, so it's not trying to sit on this too long, but I want you guys just to really try to focus on it because you're going to notice a pretty big difference. Okay, listen to sounds. Okay, now let's go get the Zibo configured and installed. So we're just going to go to main menu, going to go to quit. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come here. Okay, and we're going to go to the link to download the Zibo. Okay, now if at the time of making this video or watching this video, guys, you do not have it, be cautious. You want this. This is the full package. Don't download this yet. When I installed the patch, the overhead panel switches and even on the dash would register if you pushed a button, but no activity from the physical switches. You couldn't see the switches move. With just this version here, everything seems to be working just fine. Okay, so wait for the next release. If 3.4.4.1 is the latest, do not grab the patch. Now, if this were a later version, you would grab the full version and then the patch on top of it. But then every succeeding version after that, you would just grab the patch. Okay. Anyway, so let's we're done here. You grab that. You also want the Avatab, okay, which you'll find here. Just download the file. Obviously, you need to be logged in. And then we can also get the terrain radar if you want, which I'll go ahead and grab that one. I haven't grabbed it yet. And in this case, let's take a look what we got. You have XP10, XP11. We obviously want XP11. Yeah, that was quick. And then let's go back to the Zibo. Well, let me see where to put this first to make sure we get it right. How to install, put the Terrain folder, Explain Resource Plugins. Okay, cool. No worries. That's an easy one. All right, and then finally, the one that I always liked, I hope they haven't gone away, is Fmod by Audiobird. Oh, looks like it's gone. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Let's go here. So I'm just going to copy that. Let's open up a new tab in Googler. There we go. Let me get you guys the default screen there. Whoa, that's bright. All right, 737 NG immersion. That's probably what we want. Audio packs in the current Zibo. How many audio packs in the current Zibo such as airlines trigger? Oh, looks like they're already in there, I'm guessing. Cool. All right, so we don't have to worry about that. They're already attached to it. And then finally, got the Avi tab, got the terrain radar already. And we're not going to worry about the textures. I'm not going to worry about anything else yet. Okay, so that's all we're going to grab from here. So move that off screen. So if we go to our downloads again, okay, we're going to grab our terrain radar. You can see I've already got the Avi tab here. We're going to go to your X-Plane folder, resources, and then plugins. Okay, and we're going to drop Avi tab in there. Let's go back to our downloads. Do the same thing with our terrain radar. And I just open it up to make sure that's all it's in there. So we're just going to grab this folder here and drop it in there. So now we have a terrain radar and the Avi tab. Now to drop the aircraft in, we're just going to go to X-Plane 11, aircraft. And you have extra aircraft and laminar, but we're not going to do either one of those. All we're going to do... Oops. Oh, that's right. I moved it out. Hang on a second. There it is. So we're just going to grab this guy right here. You know what? Let me make sure I got the right one. Because I was playing around with it a little bit when I discovered that bug. So let's just grab a fresh copy. That's why I don't download it until I see everything, or get rid of anything until I see it working. So let's just do this. All right, so we have that now. And now we just want this folder right here. And we're just going to drag it in here. We don't want either one of these folders. We're just putting it in the main aircraft folder. Just like that. Now we'll launch the sim. All right, so now we're going to go new flight. And you got to be careful. Don't click the same one. So you have the 800 and then the 800X. This is going to be standard high definition 1080p. And then for me, I'm going to be using this one. That's 4K textures. I would customize it, but it's, well, let's see here. Let's making sure. I'm going to make sure to start with engines running is not checked. That way you start cold and dark. Okay, and we're just going to hit start flight. All right, and here is the Zibo 737. So I don't know about you guys, but I can tell right away there is a difference in the outside textures. The reflections look better. The surfaces look cleaner. I think it's a much better representation of the aircraft. Let's move forward. There we go. And then, if we get inside, so first, right away you can see the panels, better texturing, better coloring. Okay, if we move over to the right here, the reflections on the display glass, The sound, I think, is significantly better. Anyway, just let you guys. And that was from the wing light or anti-collision, I think.
Okay, the cabin is secure. Have a good flight.
Yep. So you have that, those kind of features that are added to it. And then we have the Avi tab. So let's go back to the default view. Now the cool thing about the Avi tab, I'm only going to go over a few of the main features here, but the big ones that come off is A, you have all your checklists. Okay. 3 pages of it. Just look, see how the arrow turns that little tiny arrow. At that point you can climb through your pages. Go back home here. You have your ground services options. You can set your chocks, better pushback if it's installed, cabin lighting that you can configure and change as you choose. Stairways, de-icing procedures, doors, if you want to open doors. Now I do believe the jetway needs to be connected. Go back here, go to home. See here, there's a couple of, you have your fuel, weight, and balances. You can start ground services, or start service crews, excuse me, on the ground. Let's see what else. You can configure and customize the aircraft, the display variants, fuel gauges, whether you want the side-by-side or over-under, your nav display, track up or heading up. You have a bunch of different options. Your winglets, whether you want blended or split. For example, if we switch to split, okay, go back to the exterior view. You can see the winglet has changed. It's now the split variant. We can go back into the Avi tab menu and change it. For example, if we wanted, let's see here, where was that? Winglets, if we wanted none. Okay, again, same thing. Nada, if you wanted to rock old status. So a bunch of different options that make it a heck of a lot of fun. Just configuring it the way you want. It really makes it exciting. Your IRS position, you can set it whether you want it long or short. Again, I can go on and on, guys. Let's see here. We got, your landing lights, configuration, radio callouts, whether you want the altitude callouts or not. There's a ton of information and configuration option, audio features. I mean, go on and on. I'll do a full breakdown of the Avi tab. Visual effects here, we can really get things cranking here. Most of it's already on. Passengers. All right, let's go to auto. Strobe effect in the cockpit. We'll have to see how that looks. But VR particle windshield in the rain. Show FPS error. So you got your FPS right there. Flight director helpers. I mean, there's, again, this goes on and on. So speaking of the cabin, though, I'll show you guys if I can remember what I'm doing. So let's turn around. And now we have a cabin. And again, when passengers are loaded, it actually does show passengers. Not the greatest textures, but it's still awesome. Where the previous aircraft we couldn't even get out here. Setting your wing views and things like that makes it a lot of fun. Let's do this. It's probably going to be faster. Not really. But like with the X camera, it moves significantly quickly, or I should say quicklier, significantly more quickly. Jeez. Who taught this guy to spoke? But even the windows. Look in the cabin and the windows. Okay, you can totally see the different layers, which make it really, look at that. You caught the reflection right there. You know, I mean, that's in the cabin, you know, so again, it makes those, creating those custom views really awesome. You know, if you're watching the engines or looking at the wing, whatever it may be, ton of fun. So anyway, guys, give it a shot. You know, again, this is one of the many reasons to still hang on to the X-Plane 11. The other biggest thing to remember that I stated earlier, it's free. Once you purchase the simulator, you can get the Zibo 737 absolutely free. Zibo, when he first started, said it is a free mod and will always be a free mod. I think it still says it on his page. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.